Just spent a bunch of time sitting here at the racetrack. That's what it's called. Beautiful, beautiful place. I have pizza by the slice, and I got a ton of video editing done. 7 videos. I got some stuff charged. Look at the outlets they have. You can plug in the USB right there. Isn't that cool? Thank you to all the fine people at the racetrack. Very nice place. Look at the clouds are threatening. I'm going to run the gauntlet. I've been here too long. I might find a hotel, but I want to go south. The Google Maps says no hotels that way. I will duck under a bridge. I will do what I need to do. I bet you those are the clear skies I'll encounter. We'll see. I'll keep the camera handy. On the beech tree is a no trespassing sign. There's an old rusty fence there. Over here is a dirt trail, but I'm kind of in a park where a lot of people probably walk and walk dogs. It's about 7 p.m. I haven't seen anybody come by as I've been scoping, trying to figure out a place I can hang my hammock. And it was threatening rain, that's why I got off the trail. But there's just not that much trail to get off. I mean, there's so many trails around here that people will come down. What I'm going to do is string my rope over the hammock and be ready if it rains to throw the tarp over me. I'll have some of the gear there. The rest will be here covered with a poncho, and we'll see how it goes. I'm in a really urban area where there's like a whole bunch of bike paths and mountain bike paths. I had to duck off because it looked like it was going to thunderstorm on me. It's about 7:30. My camp is up in there. It's really rustic. So all I could do is hang the hammock. And you know how that's bright blue, not by my choice. So the hammock is there by that fallen tree, and over that is my tarp with the brown side up to try and conceal it. But it looks pretty well concealed by the shrubbery. And nobody knows where to look unless they send their dog up there after whatever smell I'm generating. You see my gear here. You couldn't see that unless you walked up the hill. But I am going to cover it with my poncho now. Underneath that tarp is my tent. Not my tent, I'm sorry, I gave my tent away. Underneath that tarp is a hammock. Strung underneath, and it'll do. It'll do if it's going to storm. Poncho over this. That should be fine. Break camp early in the morning. I'm looking out of focus. That's better. So, super urban environment. Without the hammock. I would be hotter and I would be laying on the ground, and the ground is not level. It's mostly rocks and rotten dirt and rotten logs and rotten sticks. Whew. If it storms heavy, rain could just form a giant river down here, but I just don't think it's happening because what do you see? You don't see anything washed out. It must flow somewhere else. But it sure looks like it. See those big rocks? Back up there is Wilson, along with my trailer. And the food box, which is shut. Right here, within arm's reach, I have my headlamp, my tunes, a lighter if I need it, and my wallet. Snacks, a little box of wine, some water, but not much. And that's it. It's a very simple camp, and I will be up and gone in the morning. We'll see how I fare if it rains. Supposed to get some thunderstorms. Sweating right now. It was not an easy camp to set up because of all the debris in the way. I had to snap a bunch of sticks just to clear a path for the hammock. And you see I was threading the needle. And this looks to be a deadfall, but not too heavy, so you see how I tied it all together. First I tried to pull it loose and it wouldn't come. So, and the trail is out there. I was showing you from out there. It's real hard to spot this place. The only way it wouldn't be is from that angle, but you'd have to go all the way through the woods to get to the crest of that hill and then look down exactly where I am. And you would see a brown tarp, which would be blended in with the foliage, the little trees. But all this means nothing if a dog comes by and sniffs, because they'll come right to you. It's interesting, I was talking to this DNR guy, and I said, how do you catch the poacher, the guy that's breaking the law? He said, we wait for them by their truck. When they come out, if they're breaking the law, they've hidden whatever they've shot, because they want to see if they're a hunter too. They want to know if the cops are waiting by their truck, so they're not going to drag out an illegal deer or their second wild turkey. They'll hide it in the woods near their truck. But we have dogs, and they just go right back there and find it. I was like, whoa, that's smart. But that's what the game is. It's cat and mouse, and the law is hunting you if you're an illegal hunter. Or if you're a stealth camper, I don't know if they care. I would care if this was my area to patrol and some homeless person set up camp blatantly and wasn't gone in the morning. They were like staying there for weeks. That's way different. I met a guy today and we were talking, and he said something about, he didn't ask if I was homeless, but he did ask about running into the homeless and how do you get along with them. And I said, I have a very different mindset. They're out there thinking I should be somewhere else. I'm out there enjoying life and having a good old time and leaving no trace. That's huge, because that doesn't seem to be a thing any homeless person I met does. And I think part of it is they're kind of mad at society for having wound up an outsider. I'm not that way at all. This is my choice to have fun in nature. I happen to be in a place because of the thunderstorm made me get a camp right away. That's not ideal. So I'll stealth camp here and I'll be gone and I'll leave no trace like always. And I've concealed myself enough that I shouldn't have any problem. And if I do, I'll give them one of my business cards, which is very helpful when you want to establish that you are not a homeless person trying to pull one off. You are a bicyclist who has a YouTube channel, who has found himself in a situation where he's got a stealth camp. So everything's good. I'm not nervous. I had a great day. Here's what happened. I found that racetrack gas station with the superstore with it and the Wi-Fi place to plug in and charge. It was just like I was at a motel, but I wasn't. I spent like 3 or 4 hours there. I would always run back inside because they had like a patio area that was covered, so I was out of the sun. Beautiful day. I edited and posted, well, I had been editing every night in camp for a long time, but I posted 7 videos, and then I still had time to run through all your comments from like, I hadn't been able to answer comments in about 2 weeks, so it was so much fun because it was just, you leave good comments and I riff off of that, and we have a lot of fun in the comments section. I love it, and that's why I try to answer every comment. Sometimes you stupefy me and I don't know what to say, but other times it's a lot of laughs, or it's really good tips that I get from you, good questions. It's a lot of fun. So take the time, if you've enjoyed my video, and scroll through the comments, because that is, for me, it's a large part of the kick I get out of sharing my adventures with you as a viewer on YouTube. And I thank you for tuning in. I hope you like them. I like making them. Well, it was quite a night. First of all, there were a lot of deer in this area. And around nightfall to 2 hours after, there was a woofing of the whitetail. They're like startled to smell you. I don't think they saw me. It was, they must have caught my scent. There was a lot of from different directions. I couldn't hear deer walking though. So maybe they were up the hill. I don't know. And then, in the middle of the night, 2 weird things happened. First, there's a river nearby, and it must be deep, because I heard a tree crack and fall. It should have hit the ground, and then it sounded like a gigantic cannonball somebody did in a pool. It was a really cool sound. So a tree fell over from the riverbank into a deep river over in that direction. And then I was sleeping soundly, and something was coming towards me, snapping twigs and making a lot of noise. I was very surprised. I couldn't think what it was. But I did what I usually do. Reached for my light, and while I was doing that, saying, "Get away. This is my territory. Get away." And then it stopped. And then I didn't hear it at all. So it must have been aware of my presence from the light, which I've turned on while I was yelling. And it was really stealthy once it wanted to be, and it was gone. It did not sound like a man's footsteps. It was more like a big animal. So it couldn't have been a bear. I'm in Athens, Georgia. So I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. There's the first bird of the day. This always happens, and the others will answer, because it's dawn is approaching. So I never felt scared or anything. I got my knife right here. But that's just what you do. You let them know. They're human, and you claim your territory with your vocals. And that's what I did. But it was really cool because I could not hear it retreat. And this was hours ago now. And I went back to sleep. I got my knife right here and my light, and it was fine. I slept pretty good. It was funny because it was breezy even down in this little valley, and it was almost like I was swaying in the breeze sometimes. And then I was dreaming I was in a squirrel's nest in the high tree tops, and it was cold to me. It was only 60 degrees, but I was enjoying it. And I thought, well, I don't have my sleeping bag. I gave it away. So here's what I did. I pulled out all my clean clothes, which is most of them because I did laundry recently. And then I just packed them in here. And it was too much to arrange them. How do you arrange them? It was just like a squirrel would take a bundle of leaves and just stick them in its nest. And wherever it was cold, like for instance my feet, I just put on more socks. I got my t-shirt there. That works. So I was like packed around with a
with random soft clothes. And that's how I stayed warm in my hammock without a sleeping bag, which I gave away because it was too heavy. I want to make some tracks. And it'll probably be 85 today and 100% humidity, so this is like my nice time of the day. Anyway, I'll probably go back to sleep, listen to the birds, and wake up after dawn comes and pack up and get out of here. After a fun night. Hearing that tree was just crazy. It was such an unusual sound.